Okay, welcome everybody. This is the demonstration for Smart Home and Audio Visual. We are at Rob The Brit LLC's headquarters for their retail outlet, and I'm joined here by Mr. Robbie Thorpe, who's, as you can tell, an American through and through.
Because I got a polo on.
So Rob is obviously a fellow countryman from the UK. Rob, tell us what you do, mate.
We simply design systems and make it happen. We talk about people's lifestyle. We talk about their expectations. Sounds very cliche, but everyone's different, right?
Yeah.
Some people love movies and hate music. Some people love music and hate movies. Some people want it loud and clear, and some people want it quiet and calm.
Yeah.
So it's all about tailoring it, customizing it, and what speaker fits that, what TV fits that. Do you love sports? Do you love movies? There's a TV for everybody. There's a screen quality for everybody, and like I say, there's a sound quality for everybody.
So before we decided to come here and do this, we had a bunch of questions come in from fellow homeowners in the beach area. So I just want to go through these sort of one by one and sort of get your candid answer to each one of them. The first one, which is for us was the most relevant, is why is pre-wiring before drywall such a big deal for homeowners?
It just comes down simply to you wouldn't put plumbing in or HVAC or electrical wires in after the drywall. You'd never build a house and turn around and say, you know what, I'm not sure I want my light switches, just drywall that and we'll put them in later. Or I don't know where the sink's going to go, let's just drywall that and we'll put the sink, well, we'll figure it out. You're not going to do that. It's just too expensive and it just doesn't make sense. So to run a Cat 6 line or run a speaker wire, even if you don't know where your speakers are, which is obviously my job to inform you of that, but more importantly, you may not even want to put speakers in, but put the wires in.
Right.
It's just at this stage, the same as plumbing, the same as electrical. It's just a no-brainer to do it at this stage.
And when you mentioned like the expense of doing it later, how expensive is it to do it pre-wire?
You would spend the same amount of cost per wire, but you're going to get a day rate hourly labor charge on top of it.
Okay.
And then there's going to be cutting, patching, texturing, and touching up paint. Nobody wants to go through that.
So if a homeowner decides we want to run the wires before we put drywall in, how much are you charging per run?
$150.
Flat rate?
Yep. It doesn't matter whether it's going 10 feet or 100 feet. It's $150 a line. Whether it's a speaker or an internet line or a camera line, $150.
So if a homeowner says, okay, well, I might want some speakers there, I definitely want a TV there, I want my security camera over there. Let's say they've got 10 things that they may want now, run all the wires, $1,500.
$1,500.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
Okay. So the next thing that brings us on to, what are the most common mistakes builders or homeowners make during construction?
I think they have a concept that, oh, I don't need that. I don't like that. But guess what? What if you're going to sell your house? Maybe one day you've had enough of that house and you want to put it up for sale. The fact that it's pre-wired for speakers, or it's pre-wired for cameras, or it's pre-wired for smart home technology, especially in this day and age where everything has an app, it's a selling feature.
Right. No, I'd actually agree with that. So if a homeowner only has a budget, remember everybody's been
Wiped out.
Yeah, literally, we lost everything as did everybody else in the group. If they've only got a budget for a few upgrades, let's say they needed 5 items, that's all their budget is for. What would you prioritize? What would the top 5 items be for a smart home?
Got to be internet, because it's not smart without internet. So you have to have internet. Probably, I would say a doorbell camera is probably the most second in line. With the way that deliveries and packages are dropped off, you can see when it gets dropped off. If you're not at home and you're out, or you're out of the country even, you want to know who's walking up your stairs, coming to your front door, right? So definitely a smart home camera, doorbell camera. TV, everyone's got TV. So I would definitely put lines to the TV. Anything that can be plugged in and hardwired, run a wire to it. That way it releases the weight off of the Wi-Fi.
That's what I was going to say. So all of these things we're talking about, people will say, you know, you can do a Wi-Fi for your ring camera, you can do Wi-Fi for your TV.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the benefits of having them hardwired over Wi-Fi?
The benefit of a camera is connectivity. Hardline, it's always going to be working. It's that simple. Wi-Fi, especially with new hurricane-proof windows and doors, they cut signal because of the gas, especially triple pane.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get that swirling little ball and connectivity issues. The worst case scenario is it misses some video footage or something like that, or it just doesn't work.
Okay.
So that's why our cameras cut out in Helene. It was the Wi-Fi cutting out,
Absolutely.
and we lost signal then.
Yeah. So on that note, we always put Wi-Fi outside as well. So let's say your balcony off of your kitchen family room, you got a couple of chairs and you're sitting there. You want to check your camera. You want to open up. You turn your volume up or down. You got your app on your phone, or you got your tablet or your remote. It's not going to work if there's no Wi-Fi out there. So we put Wi-Fi outside as well.
That's brilliant. That actually makes a lot of sense. And you mentioned Cat 6.
Mm-hmm.
So for the uneducated, as I count myself in this, can you explain to everybody what Cat 6 actually is?
So years and years and years ago, we were at Cat 5, Category 5 cabling. Now it's Category 6 cabling. And then for the more commercialized and crazy people, it's Category 7. Nobody needs that. It's insanely more. But Category 6 gives you enough bandwidth and speed to power everything. One of the biggest things where you get that swirling ball or swirling circle is if the speed times out or there's not enough speed getting to that TV or that camera, that's where you get that problem. So Category 6 will give you 550 megahertz of speed.
Right, love it. So carrying on the wiring stage, one of the homeowners said, how does structured wiring differ from standard electrical wiring?
So structured wiring was a term that was used between 15 and 20 years ago. And what it comprised of was 2 Cat 5s and 2 coax cables. And the reason for that was because everyone had cable TV boxes. That's pretty much disappeared now. No one uses cable TV boxes. So the coax cables just don't get run. The only time you would run a coax cable is from the outside to the inside for the actual cable company modem to get plugged in.
Right.
But if you go with Verizon, they even use Cat 6 for that and not even coax.
Got it. And the next question that we had here is, why is hardwired internet still important in a wireless world? I think we kind of answered that.
Yeah. Again, it's speed. It's releasing the Wi-Fi to be at its full potential, so it's not bogged down with something that should be plugged in.
Got it. And so what's the difference between a basic smart home and a truly fully integrated smart home?
Truly fully integrated would be operation of absolutely everything. And when I say everything, I mean landscape lighting, your pool heater, your pool pump, your pool lights, your fridge, your air conditioning, your smart locks to your front door, your security system, air conditioning, I think I might have said that. Obviously, all your TVs, all your sound, all your security and cameras, and you can just operate everything in your house down to a table lamp if you're in England.
Right. So
Can we take a quick pause? I think some people are trying to get in.
somebody wrote, can you give us a day in the life example of how a fully integrated smart home works?
Yeah. I think when it comes to like the everyday, lifestyle, let's start from the beginning, right? You get up out of bed, the house is dark. What do you want to do? Breakfast, cup of coffee, maybe start your day. So you want the lights on. You don't want the table lamps and the chandelier. You want it bright. We can program your system to have an all on morning mood or scene button. So it knows with one button, certain lights are to come on at certain brightnesses. You may want some music to play. You may not. We can program that all down. Even the temperature. I know that I like it freezing cold at nighttime, but then as soon as I'm about to head out to work, I tap my thermostat up about three degrees. We can program it to do that. So at 6 in the morning, the temperature on the air conditioning will go from 70 degrees overnight to 73. The lights are going to come on for the breakfast time and start your day. If you've got a coffee machine that is smart, you can integrate that. It can start making you a cup of coffee. And then you're going to leave. You can hit one button for away mode. It can arm the security system. It can turn off certain lights, put other lights on. Maybe if you're coming home in the evening, table lamps that you might want on in the dining room and the living room, make it look like you're home, or just welcoming when you're coming home. But everything can be timed. Everything can be on, off when you want it to be. And then again at night time, right? You don't want it all super bright. You want to have like some dinner. You might want the chandelier on, have that dim. Table lamps come on, maybe some under cabinet lights in the kitchen. Again, one button and we can set it to evening scene. So I think a day in the life of is how you start your day, cup of coffee, bright lights, and then you're leaving to go to work or you're leaving to go out, and certain things will switch off, temperatures will change, and then you can change the lighting scenes to suit the sunset or whatever it is, or how you want to have dinner. And then at night, bedtime scene, and we can set those scenes.
So it's fully customizable.
It's to how you want to live. Yeah.
I love that. So talking about smart things, this is my question. The smartest thing we've got is probably our Tesla, right?
Yeah.
The thing I love most about that is I never have a key. So as long as I've got my phone with me, as soon as I get within 5 feet of the door of the Tesla, it knows that it's me.
Yeah.
And I could just open the door. I don't have to worry about pressing in buttons. I don't have to do the thumb thing, which used to be modern technology. Is there a smart device like that for front doors?
So honestly, I don't know if it would sense you coming up and open. But there is obviously smart locks,
Right.
Where you can open and close it from the phone,
Right.
the app.
Yeah.
And also on time. So we can program the smart lock to be open and closed at certain times.
Okay.
So it might be kind of cool for the cleaners, right?
Yeah.
The cleaners are showing up at 9 a.m. on Friday. We know they're going to take an hour, so the door will be unlocked between 9 and 10, and then it automatically locks at 10 o'clock when they leave.
That's really
so there's those types of features.
So obviously, before we went on camera, we were talking. Obviously, you've been doing this for 20 years.
Yeah, this business 20 years. Yeah.
In your experience, this is a question from one of the homeowners. What features do most homeowners get most excited about in this smart technology world?
I think honestly, the biggest one to answer that head on is not to juggle apps and remote controls.
Yeah.
You got this that will do everything. So if you're sitting in your living room, you got your TV, your soundbar, your speakers. You might even still have a DVD player. You might even still have a CD player, a surround sound receiver. Next thing you know, you've got 5 remotes.
Yeah.
That does them all. And it's still handheld with buttons, just like a traditional one, right? You don't have to go for a smart tablet one. So the biggest thing is people hate juggling apps. They hate juggling remotes. That's the top feature of smart. And then next in line with that is efficiency to listen to music. How can they switch on or off a certain room or zone without having to go push buttons, turn knobs? They don't want a volume control on the wall. They want it clean, simple.
I love that. So we actually had a question coming from one of our homeowners who's a real estate agent. And the question, of course, which smart home upgrades actually improve resale value?
Yeah, good question. Smart home upgrades that would improve value has to be the lighting and the automation. The capability to have your kitchen area on a screen like this, or a panel on the wall, and a scene is definitely one of the biggest things. Nobody wants to go around hitting light switches, turning on lamps.
Right.
That's probably one of the biggest ones. And then obviously lifestyle automation, so temperatures and things like that.
Perfect.
And there's a comment.
The next question was, how do smart home security systems today go beyond just cameras and alarms, which was, I guess, the older generation?
So security wise, door locks, doorbell cameras, obviously, Cameras have really evolved a lot. There's turret, dome, fisheye, 360s. There's actually a double camera in one. So if you've got the corner of your house and you want to cover that way and that way, rather than having two cameras, you can put one there, which will go both ways. So really just the development and future of cameras has evolved, but not really anything above that. There's things like moisture sensors. There's obviously motion sensors, glass break sensors, things like that.
Yeah.
Cameras are cameras, but there's just different quality styles.
Okay, and the next question, I kind of think we've covered this just now, but can all of these systems be controlled from one app or interface?
Yep.
That's the thing I'm actually most excited about.
It's the top thing.
So this is actually a really good question, because this was one of my first questions that I thought of, but another homeowner actually posted this one to us. What happens if the Wi-Fi goes down? Does the smart home stop working?
So even if it's not a smart home, let's just say you've got regular internet.
Yeah.
If there's no internet, you're not streaming TV.
Right.
You're not going to be looking at your cameras. Smart home is also internet reliant, but it doesn't mean that you can't switch a light off, because you're still going to have a paddle switch. So even though the light switch is smart and is integrated and programmed into the tablet or the remote or your app, if the internet was to go out or an intermittent issue, you could still walk in and switch the light off.
Brilliant. It makes it so easy.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question was, again, me being not so tech savvy, but are smart homes difficult to learn for people who aren't tech people? Because I'm one of those.
We've got customers of all age groups, and I think it comes down to, and this is hats off to my installers. They will sit down and ask you a ton of questions to make sure that they program specifically to how you live. Again, somebody might want their house at 60 degrees morning, noon, and night. Another person wants it at 75 between 3 and 5 p.m.
Right.
They will program it so it's suited and custom to your lifestyle. And that programming comes with tutorial. We will sit there and we will show you everything. On top of that, we give you 1 month of free service calls. So if there's a situation where you don't know what you pressed, or something's not working the way you thought it was, or you forgot what you did,
Yeah.
you text us, you call us, we send a technician down. There's no charge for 1 month.
That's brilliant.
Free service calls.
Which kind of leads on to the next question that somebody asked was, how customizable is a smart home after move in? Can homeowners add features later?
The homeowner can definitely add a TV or add a zone of music or something like that. But can they go into the program and actually make changes? No.
So they'd have to call you,
Yeah.
and one of your techs would have to come out and do that. So if it's done within the first month, completely free.
Right.
But obviously it's chargeable if 3 months, 6 months, 12 months down the road, they decide they want to add something in.
Yeah, if there's a product change. Yeah.
Okay. What sort of warranties, because this isn't one of the questions on here, but thinking out loud, what sort of warranties come with everything that you sell?
So manufacturers' warranties differ. Kef speaker products are 5 years. The outdoor speakers are 5 to 10 years. Coastal is lifetime. Samsung, 1 year. LG, Sony, 1 year.
We're going to show you some of this Coastal stuff later. So we had a pre-tour with Robbie before we started this. He's got this TV, which we'll show you in a moment, with where the bracket system, the TV, you can literally hose down the TV and it stays working perfectly. But I'm excited about that, but we'll come on to that later. So no, that is brilliant. And there's only one more question that we had here, Robbie, from the homeowners, is if you were building your own dream home today, what smart home features would you absolutely include? So I guess let's give it the top 10.
Someone trying to get into.
Okay, let me pass the thing back to Leslie so she can let them in. And I guess you can. That was the last question. So
I would definitely say, if I was building my dream home, I would 100% do smart lighting, because light switches are not the most attractive thing in a house,
Mhm.
Especially when you get a bank of 5 or 4.
Yeah.
It's just so much nicer to have a screen, and it just all be on that screen, lighting, TV, sound, whatever.
And this screen, does it just sit flat on the wall, or how are they?
Well, at construction stage, there is a rough-in bracket that will get screwed to the metal 2x4s.
Right.
And then they drywall all that, and then it will slot into that. So the screen front and the wall is actually flush and flat. So the screen doesn't sit on the wall; it sits recessed into the wall to be completely smooth.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's even sleeker than something just sitting on the wall like a a retro.
So I think now, Rob, if it's okay with you, I think this would be a good time to.
Can we pause? Because we have a couple questions in the group. Can we
sure,
do that?
yeah.
So Steve is asking in the chat, do the drops for 150 include ceiling drops for fans and speakers?
So when it comes to a fan, we would not need to do a Cat 6 or any wiring for that. That would be your electrician. And then we would automate the fan control with a smart switch by Lutron or URC afterwards.
Okay, thank you. And then Sal, it looks like you have a question.
I actually have a couple. I didn't know
Okay.
there was an open
We're
area. to ask
surprised,
this,
Sal. We're
but-
surprised you've got something to say,
Of
mate.
course, of course. Yes, yes. Hey, thanks for taking the time today. Questions for you. Your cameras, home run, are they power over Ethernet? Is that what you
Yeah,
utilize?
that's correct. Yeah, Cat
Okay,
6. Yeah.
and that's power over Ethernet, and the okay, and also the lighting. Are you using Z-Wave, Wi-Fi? What are you using there for the lighting?
So URC's switches will do a Z-Wave technology. If we do Lutron, Sonata, or Concetta, they are where they talk to each other and link. We tend to find that Lutron is better with larger square foot properties or multi levels, like a townhouse, where signal's a problem. But URC Z-Wave is very reliable, and you can do up to 100 switches on a system. So that would far surpass the home's capability.
Got it. Robbie, is there any with regard to the single app? It's not it wouldn't be the alarm.com platform, would it?
No, it's URC Total Control.
Got it. And relative to monitoring of cameras, are there self-monitoring options? For example, say you don't want a alarmed system self-monitor. Are there, like your Ring, you pick up the Ring app, you can look at your own
Exactly,
camera.
yeah. So there's a couple of different options. If you do Ring or Nest, as you're already familiar with it, it will just kind of record through motion or triggers,
Right.
and cloud-based. IC Real Time, which is a Florida-based company, obviously has an NVR more traditional, and that will just record up to a gazillion hours, and then after 6 months it wipes and restarts again. But none of that has to have a payment monthly.
Got it. Oh, okay. Thanks for your time.
My pleasure.
And then Mary has another really good question, I think. What if I already have smart devices, like I already have a Nest thermostat, Alexa, Ring, etc.?
Yep, we can use all that. You do not have to buy new stuff. If you have some pieces of equipment that you want to reuse, that's fine.
There's another person trying to get in.
Yep, I've already let them in. It
Okay,
just
perfect.
popped. I think there's a delay in when we get the request because it had just popped up and I admitted right away and they
Okay,
already checked in the build
perfect.
group. So
Okay. Any other questions? Because what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to ask Rob to give us a quick guided tour of the retail outlet here, and you can actually see some of the smart home devices that are on offer. And at the end of that, then we'll have another question and answer session to close out. So should we start from reception, Rob, and go from there?
Great.
Right. Let's do it. This is a really impressive retail outlet, by the way. I love it. Got some colours. You've got some branding everywhere.
Yeah. You know we're here.
and you know where you came from too.
Right.
This is great. Are we serving drinks or?
The bread is a little stale. This actually did come from an English pub.
All fun.
I love it.
It was on Moody Butler.
So why don't you take us around
Yeah.
and give us a.
So one of the most familiar things that is very, very typical in ceiling speakers As you know, white, they're coming off white.
They're like flat to get all,
Yeah.
completely flat against the ceiling.
Super flush, super modern, super clean, paintable grills. So if you were not doing a white ceiling, which some people don't, you can paint that, spray it. Spraying's probably better, but it's not going to improvise on sound quality.
So, for example, on our home, we've got a vaulted ceiling in our main living area. Doesn't matter if they go flat, vaulted.
Correct.
What about walls? Could they go in a wall?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to put those in a wall just because it's round,
Okay.
but we can get those in squares and rectangles, and different types of rectangles, which I'll show you in a minute.
Fantastic. What are these things on the wall?
We are a KEF, back in the day, we were a KEF Gold dealer awarded. We're now an elite dealer, which is the top tier. So we are actually higher than Best Buy.
Wow.
Yep.
And what does that mean?
It means that we can give you better pricing, which in layman's terms is cheaper, right? We can give you a better quality service. We hold more stock. And because we're an elite dealer, we can offer the higher end products that Best Buy isn't allowed to sell because they're not elite dealers. So there's some perks to that.
Brilliant. What's next?
Everyone knows what Samsung is, but not everybody knows what Samsung frame is. Looks like artwork when it's off, customizable frames and bezels.
So this is completely off.
That's
right now.
off. Yeah.
And the picture, I certainly wouldn't want Snow White or any Disney thing on my wall. What can we change that to?
Absolutely. So when you buy a Samsung Frame TV, it comes preloaded with art, different genres of art. For $5 a month, you can subscribe to Samsung's library or art gallery, and you can get absolutely tons of art and change it. Also, you can load your own art into it. So if it's Valentine's, Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, you might have a family picture or a dog or something like that, you can put it on there.
It actually looks like from the side. I don't know if you can get round to the side, Leslie, but it actually looks like a picture frame.
One of their big features is zero gap mounting.
Wow.
So it is as flush as it's probably going to get. That way as well, if you were coming into a room where you do see the side of the TV, guess what? It's not hanging off like this.
Right.
It's nice and flush. You put a frame and a bezel on it, switch it off, artwork. Doesn't look like a TV.
And there's so many frame options too. Just do a quick scan. Like literally anything you can imagine. Like even this ornate, from simple to ornate.
And the other thing to note is any frame can go on any size TV. So if you're like, hey, I love that blue titanium over there, I want it on the 85-inch, not a problem.
By the way, Leslie, I want the 85.
And actually, next month they're bringing out a 98,
Oh my goodness,
By
that's
the way,
insane.
Leslie, I want the 98.
which we will be showcasing here. It is coming. So we're gonna have to like juggle this wall around a bit.
I love it.
And then, of course, as you come up this way, you got like more vintage and chunky stuff.
These speakers look like really retro.
So when KEF started in 1961, they had a speaker called Concerto, and they relaunched this version of Concerto last year. The wood on this is a pressed wood with a like a heat shrink kind of wrap. So it's not real wood.
Right. You'd never know.
But they do make a maple hardwood speaker.
Wow.
But for the price point of these and the way they sound, very, very nice. Also available in white or black, so you don't have to go
Nice.
to the water.
So there was another really good question that just popped up. How do people get in contact with you to discuss what they'd like?
Well, we'll do all of that at the end, and we'll give everybody Rob's email, phone number, and
I'm going to
everything.
reach out to every single person.
So we'll cover that all at the end when we're closing, guys. So just hang fire for that one.
Here's another good question. Rob, we want you to have a long and wonderful life, but if you win the lottery and decide to move to Bali for the rest of your life, who's going to pick up reprogramming or future support?
I already won the lottery. That's why I live here.
Good answer.
This is our 20th year in business. This business, I don't plan to go anywhere, right? There is members of staff that work here full time, and we are growing, which doesn't mean we're getting bigger or busier. It means that we are doing more quality projects, obviously FSH. But there is actually an operations manager that's here, and I do have someone that in about 5 years' time is going to be assisting me with what I do. And he's 10 years younger than me, so that kind of gives you a feel for that.
So he's 21.
Yeah, exactly. He's nearly 21.
All right, what's next?
We just chatted about the wood finish. This is the hardwood maple that's made in England and shipped to the US.
That looks
You
beautiful.
can see the difference in the color.
Yeah.
Because it's true
See
wood.
the green.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
And again, Kef, you know, you can do any speaker in any color, as you'll see in a minute. So if you say, well, I love that size speaker and I want it in that color, not a problem.
I love it.
There's another picture.
Kef also does a soundbar. So you may not want speakers in the ceilings or the walls. You may want to just do a TV and a soundbar. They do this absolutely stunning Atmos soundbar. Atmos means it's going to have the surround sound effect without all the speakers. So this soundbar is in a vintage silver. They also make it in a black over there. But it's a really nice setup. You can add a subwoofer, any subwoofer. So if you wanted a white subwoofer, we do a white subwoofer, which I'll show you. But soundbar is a really nice option. Not everybody wants speakers everywhere.
Right. And again, going back to you having the rating you've got with the likes of purchasing this stuff. So if a homeowner said, all right, I've been on to Best Buy is selling that for whatever the number is, $1,000,
Yeah.
right? Have the homeowners got pure confidence in the fact that Rob the Brit can then come in and obviously you're doing the wiring, right?
Yep.
Buy the product. It's not going to cost any more than what it is through Best Buy.
No, absolutely good point. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Super Bowl, all the deals that you see throughout the year, we always are still cheaper because I watch and monitor all those prices, and I'll still come in under those prices. We are buying at a better price, and that saving is passed on.
That's amazing, and that I think will give the homeowners a lot of confidence in the product, because I think from what we've talked about earlier on, the pre-wiring is a given, right? Anybody would be silly at this stage for $150 not to run the wires that you may need in the future. But as far as then turning your home into a smart home, if they can buy the product from you at the same time, run the wires, get the home finished, your guys turn up, put them in, program it all.
Yep.
Gosh.
Well, the other thing as well is because we did the wiring, we know where the wires are.
Exactly.
And we know what we did because we keep a detailed folder and file on each customer's house. We've got the PDF file of their layout of their plans. We work with the electrician, the GC. We know what wires we ran, and we'll keep the same crew from beginning to end. So whichever crew pre-wires your house, they're also going to be the same crew that comes back and installs all the equipment and also troubleshoots if you have any questions. So you'll have that relationship with them. Let's face it, Best Buy, they don't know who their customer is.
They don't care, I suppose.
No.
Okay, brilliant. Right, what's next, Rob?
We also do all the Sonos products, which everyone's heard of Sonos. Sonos Arc Ultra, available in black or white. They have a subwoofer as well, which is over there. Again, black or white. All the Samsung TVs, all the OLED TVs, which are great for the sports, nice and bright, because a beach property has what? Glass, sunshine. So if you want something big, we can do something big.
100 each.
Yeah, it's probably a little big, for the bathroom, but maybe you want it somewhere else. So you can do the 100-inch, you can do OLEDs. That's an 85, which looks a baby against the 100. But all the Samsung, all the LG, all the Sony, and all the TCL big ones, all the Sonos products, all the Kef products.
I just love how sleek everything looks now. I mean, I've never had a smart home up until obviously we're going to kit the beach house out to be completely smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I can't believe how sleek everything looks and just so clean and in place.
Yeah, no wires are showing, and it's all thought out and done properly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Where next? In fact, it's my favourite room next.
It's your favourite room.
You're not going to believe this one, guys. I did ask Leslie for this, but she said absolutely no way, we're getting a divorce. But
You make things up.
look at this.
So for the audio
I mean, we're also
file,
not having this, but whatever.
So for the audio file, THX is certified George Lucas, as you know, from Star Wars, and Kef offers a THX line of speakers.
You've got to show the floor mat, though, Leslie.
Established 2006. This is your 20-year anniversary.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So THX is the highest clarity. It's absolutely stunning. They do in-ceiling speakers. They do in-wall speakers. So you got like this speaker here, which even though it's a baby, it packs a punch.
I only have two hands. Can you admit a guest, please?
I will try to.
So you can use these as a left, right, center, mids, rears. They're typically an in-wall speaker because of the shape. The one up from that is right here, the 3160s. All the grills are still paintable, sprayable. These ones actually optional, can come off. They're magnetic. So if you don't like the grill and you like that speaker, which I think looks kind of cool, you can just keep it like that.
I like that rustic look without the thing.
Yeah. And then they also do this in a black. So you can have that in black, but I love that silver and it's metal.
We need to get back. Can you hold this for a minute?
Yeah, that looks really cool. What's next, Rob? What size is that? I've got to ask. What size is that screen?
That's 150-inch 4K. It's powered by JVC, true 4K projector.
I could just. I've got to see. I've got to. Mate, this is better than being at the movies.
Yeah, it's nice and private.
Yeah, and to be fair, earlier you had the sound going in here, and it felt like being in a movie theater.
Yeah.
The vibrations, everything.
It actually. Is it these speakers that are making it vibrate?
Yeah, so you've got subwoofers that are giving you the bass and the rumble. These are the 15-inch subs. If you like a lot of bass, those are the ones to go for. If you kind of want to tone it down a bit.
All about the bass.
Yeah, right.
I think it's fantastic.
We also do American-made seating by Palliser. So these are sample chairs. They've even got wine glass and wine bottle holders. Tray tables. They got lighting.
That's for you, Sal, by the way.
Yeah. All different grades of leathers and colours.
What's that in the corner in the it's like an oversized fridge?
Glad you pointed that out. So these are known as equipment racks. This is the probably the smallest of the floor standing ones. They do go up to about this big if you've got a big house with a lot of equipment. Typically with Florida Steel Home builds, we will give you one half the size that mounts up on the wall.
Oh, great. So it's not taking up space.
It's not on the floor in your closet or your laundry room. Comes with cooling fans on the top. You've got shelves, you've got a glass door. It just keeps all your equipment clean, tidy, dust-free, and breathing.
So could this actually go in like the utility room, for example, on the wall, so it's out of the way?
Yeah, you're never going to have to touch it. So all your smart home equipment, surround sound receiver, your internet equipment, Wi-Fi switch, everything goes in there. Out the way, clean.
That's fantastic. Right, where to next, sir?
Let's talk about some outdoor stuff.
Yes, because a big part of what we're doing is, especially all the homes are between 12 and 15 feet in the air, we've got all that entertaining space now underneath.
Yeah. You can put something on it and such like that.
While Rob's getting that set up, you can scan
Look at
the.
that. Oh, wow. Look at
Oh,
the
that's
quality of the
beautiful.
picture. Again.
I feel like I can walk into it.
Wow.
So obviously with the houses up high, as you just said, you've got all that beautiful space to entertain.
Yeah.
If you've got flower beds or you've got some mulch beds, you want to hide some speakers, got some rock speakers, comes in a sand beige or a graphite grey. Graphite grey is the top selling one. Alternatively, you've got these satellite speakers that can go in the flower beds.
So they're completely waterproof.
Everything's IP65 and waterproof, yeah.
In English? IP65?
Will handle the elements.
Okay, including salt air?
Yes. The reason for it is this is not metal, so it's not going to rust.
Okay.
It's actually fiberglass like a boat.
So talking about rusting, I know before we went on camera, you was talking to us about the TV and more importantly, the
bracket.
bracket. Can you go into a little bit more in depth about what it is, what it does and what the guarantee is.
So everyone knows a full motion bracket. You grab a TV and you move it.
Right.
Right. Well, there's ball bearings, there's brackets, there's bolts, and there's moving pieces, right? Just like anything, if that rusts, you can't make that motion happen smoothly. And then you're going to be pulling at it and tugging at it.
And it's eventually going to fall off the wall.
Yeah, and it's going to just break.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lifetime warranted, American-made, fully outdoor rated bracket. So it will never, it's never going to salt rust out. It's powder coated.
And then the TV?
These TVs are specifically made for outdoors. These are called Samsung Terrace. They're completely sealed. They are made for full sun. You can get a pressure washer and pressure wash that if you wanted to. It can be rained on, full sun, anything you want. It's completely sealed.
Great.
That's remarkable. And the quality of the picture is just, I've never seen anything so clear.
On that note, you know how you get an inside TV, put it outside? If the sun's hitting it, you can't even see the screen because it's not made for outdoors.
Yeah.
Samsung Terrace is anti-glare technology, so it's super bright and vibrant in the sunshine. So you cannot change that. It just doesn't get glare. It doesn't get a fogginess. It's always clear. So if you're watching football,
Yeah.
or sports, and you got that TV hooked up to some sound, you can see it.
Yeah.
This is the baby. This is 55-inch. It comes in 65, 75, and a whopping 85-inch.
So even though this is now downstairs, we've got all that thick concrete above us, is it still controllable from that same device?
Yep.
So, or either
Yep.
the tablet or your iPhone, I guess, right?
Even on your app on your phone, you can control this. Yeah.
That's incredible.
So you can take your app out on your phone, turn the volume up or down, turn the speakers on or off, turn the TV on or off. Fully automated.
Brilliant.
And we have another question from Lester asking if you have any package deals going on.
There is packages being developed, yeah. And I think that when it comes to the packages, because everything is tailored like the house, it's not one granite countertop in the kitchen for all. Everyone's got specific tastes. We can put packages together once we know, okay, you want some speakers in the kitchen and some speakers on the porch, a couple of TVs, we'll throw it all together and make a package. But we're one-stop shop, so Wi-Fi, internet, automation, smart lighting, outdoor speakers, indoor speakers, sound bars, TVs, everything.
So it's basically you really focus more on custom packages rather than set packages. So
Yeah.
it's what each individual homeowner
Yeah,
preferences.
yeah,
are.
because it's not cookie cutter, right?
Thank
Everybody's
you.
got different needs. Is there anything else that you want to show us here? Oh, can we show the people watching the iPad? Let's then
Yeah, the
see
control.
it working.
Yeah. So this handheld remote, it's got a nice gold perimeter to it. You've got these molded feet, so when it's on your kitchen island, it's sitting at an angle, not just flat like a phone or a tablet. Great for the coffee table in the living room as well. We customized the front of it. You'll see on here it says all TVs on and all TVs off.
What does that mean?
So let's just put that into a realistic in your home scenario, and we're not in a showroom, right? We can put scenes and moods. So we can do an all off lights. We can do an all on lights. We can do a certain room to come all on or all off. Let's say you're heading out for the night and you want the table lamps to be left on. You can just hit one button, everything will go off except those two table lamps or whatever you want. So you're not just going around hitting light switches and turning off TVs and things.
So let's say it's like the end of the day now. We're going to bed. You've got, most homes have got 3 or 4 or 5 TVs now, right? So
Yeah.
you want to make sure they're all off. Is it just as easy as pressing one button?
One button.
Can we
And you could
demonstrate
do
that?
your lights and your
Yeah.
TVs at the same time, right?
Yeah, we can completely tailor it.
Yeah, that's remarkable.
So if I go like this,
So all the TVs are now on.
all off, and you'll start seeing stuff just switching it off.
Going off. That's gone on to picture mode now.
Yeah.
The big TV over there, the big 100.
Off.
On the patio
This
one.
was 4 bedrooms, living room, one button, everything went off.
That's incredible. So you can do that for the lights, for the
Yep.
music,
Anything.
for the TVs, whatever, literally whatever the homeowner wants.
Yeah.
And if I can just point out, this was really cool to me. So the ones that are set as the picture style, actually when they're off, they have the picture, and if you look at it, it looks like it actually has brush strokes. I mean, it genuinely looks like you have a canvas hanging on the wall here. So that was just kind of cool to me.
All right, so at this stage, I guess we'll open up to anybody who's got any questions for Rob.
So we have another question, and then I think Sal had his hand up too, and then we can go for more. So Steve's asking if they can get estimates based on home drawings since the home isn't built yet.
Absolutely. It's very simple to do. I'm going to get in contact with everybody. We're going to have a chat about expectations and needs. Hey, I want a camera by my front door. I want a couple of speakers in my bedroom. I want a couple of speakers on the porch. That's not a problem. I'm going to get a copy of plans of each homeowner, mark it, and we'll go with pre-wire starting out like that. And then, of course, if they want a quote for equipment, we can absolutely start putting that together as well.
Yeah. So with certainly with the phase one homeowners, there's probably about 25 to 30 of those. Nobody's got a set model home. Pretty much every home is custom because of the way
A little bit different
builders set things up. Moving forwards, there's only going to be set like 5 set models moving forwards with the plan. But so as far as tailoring it, even though they're one-off designs, you don't have any issues with that.
No, not a problem.
And we do have homeowners building with other builders too. So so it's not just the one builder.
Talked to one homeowner that's built with Walsh, right?
Yeah.
So and we've opened this up to the whole rebuild Reddington group. So you don't have to be building with American Steel Core builders if you're building with Walsh or with any other builder,
or even just fixing up your home before you get the drywall up. Now's the time to do these plus ups.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Even if you've got a family member or a friend that needs some work, we're happy to help with everything.
And then you said Sal's got a question.
I think Sal did have a question. Sorry, I muted you because there was some background noise. But if you want to unmute yourself and ask your question, unless maybe that was somebody else.
Oh, that was me. No.
Okay, I thought so.
Yep. Thank you. Robbie, did I miss this? But are you doing blinds also?
Yeah, we can do blinds and shades through Lutron and other brands. Alternatively, if you wanted to use a blind or shade control company, they will have a smart control. We can integrate that into our system as well.
Okay, and irrespective if it's just simply a Wi-Fi blind, or if you have a Wi-Fi hub, or does that have to be Z-Wave? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
And I'll give you a quick example. Actually, we just finished a home up last week. It was a big project. The customer had a blind shade company come in and build all the blinds and shades, and it was not compatible. So what we did is we actually got on the phone to URC Total Control support, and they build what's called a module in their system for it to then come on board. So even though it was not compatible at the beginning, they made it compatible.
Did they charge for that?
No.
No charge.
No.
That's great.
Really?
I mean, obviously, if you haven't bought them yet, probably work with Rob to get one that is compatible.
Absolutely, yeah.
But that's a really good question because personally, I'm not as big on the surround sound and the TV. I'll watch a show on my phone, but having the Ring camera and the door lock and the lighting and the shades, because we have massive western sun that just kills me.
Yeah.
And I've been in meetings where the sun all of a sudden starts hitting and I'm on a video call. I can't get up and walk over and I'm just baking. If I could just click on my phone or my app.
Well, and we can set
and
that
shut
time.
Yeah.
That shade will come down at a certain point of the time in the day.
Oh, that would be amazing.
These shades. So as you obviously you've seen the show home that's going up. Most people are having certainly at the back of the house are having these big sliders, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense. So are we limited on what size these shades can be, or you can
completely custom?
Wow.
Yeah. And they're obviously an array of colors.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be a white or a gray. It can be whatever you want.
And then
there's a
program from the same.
Yeah. There's a whole catalog that we can tailor each homeowner too.
Right.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I definitely want that because I've had so many afternoons where I just had to bake through a couple hours of meetings. It was not good.
Any other questions from anybody else in the group? All right. Well, we'll go back to the question that you had about 10 or 15 minutes ago. So obviously people know they can get hold of you through us at floridastillhomes.com. But if somebody wants to come directly to you, Rob, how do they get hold of you?
Email robthebrit1@gmail or my phone number.
And what's the best phone number for you?
813-841-3986.
And if you, I'm sure you have a business card or something. I'll probably take a picture of that and then post it with this. Here we go.
That's the retail showroom information.
As if by magic.
It was by magic because I didn't know that was there. That's actually not going to come out. I'll take a picture and post it. So you guys can all have that and we'll put it on Florida Steel Homes website too. So you can connect in.
Right. Well, if there's no other questions, Rob, you've been really kind and
My
thanks for
pleasure.
taking us around.
It's been fun.
What a place. And you know, I'm sure some of the homeowners are going to be reaching out directly because, you know, it's a big move, right? This is something new to most of us.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think it's been very insightful. We've enjoyed it and looking forward to working with you.
Yeah, appreciate it. You
Thanks
too.
a lot, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
And thanks, guys. Nice seeing you all. And we'll see you on the next one.